Welcome back to the Kaizen Academy. Today, we're diving into a problem-solving tool that's so simple, but honestly, so powerful, it can totally change the way you approach your work. Let's get right into it.
So, think about it for a second. I'm sure you've got one. That one frustrating problem at work, the glitch that keeps glitching, or the complaint that just keeps coming back. You fix it, and you feel good. But then, boom, a week later, there it is again. It's like you're stuck in a bad movie on repeat.
And this is what it feels like, right? You're just constantly firefighting. You slap a quick Band-Aid on the problem, you run off to the next fire, and before you know it, that first alarm is blaring all over again. You feel super busy, for sure, but you're not actually making any forward progress. You're just running in place.
Okay, so this is the heart of the issue right here. On one side, you've got your symptom fixes. These are just temporary patches, right? They treat the effect, but the problem, it always comes back. But on the other side, you have root cause solutions. These are the permanent fixes because they go straight to the source. So the big question is, how do we stop putting on Band-Aids and actually find the cure?
Well, there is a beautifully simple tool that is designed to do exactly that. It's kind of the hero of our story today. It's called the 5 Whys. This is how you finally break that frustrating cycle. So, what is it really? The 5 Whys is a technique that was developed over at Toyota. The entire idea is to drill down past all the obvious surface-level stuff by just repeatedly asking one simple question: why? And, while we call it the 5 Whys, don't get too hung up on the number. That's really more of a guideline. Sometimes you'll hit the root cause in 3 Whys, sometimes it might take you 7. The point is to just keep digging.
And listen, this is not just some management fad of the month. This comes straight from the mind of Taiichi Ohno, the creator of the legendary Toyota production system. He called this process the scientific basis of their entire system. I mean, that tells you just how powerful and fundamental this idea really is.
Theory is great, right? But the real magic happens when you actually see this thing in action. So let's walk through a classic example and see how this plays out in the real world. Okay, so here's our problem. A machine on the factory floor just stops working. So we ask our first question, why? Why did it stop? Well, the fuse blew because of an overload. Now, the easy fix, the Band-Aid fix, is just to replace the fuse and get back to work. But we're going deeper. So, our second why. Why was there an overload? Because the bearing wasn't getting lubricated properly. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Third why. Why wasn't it being lubricated? Turns out the lubrication pump wasn't pumping right. Fourth why. Okay, so why wasn't the pump working? Its shaft was totally worn out and rattling around. We are so close now. For the fifth and final time, why was that shaft all worn out?
Because tiny little metal scraps had gotten inside the pump and just shredded it from the inside out. And there it is. The root cause wasn't a bad fuse or a dry bearing or even a worn-out pump. The real root cause was that there was no filter installed on the pump in the first place.
Do you see the difference? The easy fix is replacing that fuse over and over again. But the true solution, what we call a countermeasure, is to install a filter. One is a temporary patch. The other makes sure this problem never, ever happens again. And notice how the final answer points to a process that failed. The lack of a filter, not a person. That is so crucial when you're using this tool.
And that shift right there, that is everything. It's all about moving from a mindset of constantly reacting and fixing things to a proactive mindset of permanently preventing them. Honestly, that's the core philosophy of Kaizen, and it's the incredible power you unlock with the 5 Whys.
So what's in it for you?
Well, you're going to stop that endless cycle of fixing the same problems. You'll get way beyond those easy surface-level answers and start uncovering simple, permanent, and often cheaper solutions. And maybe the best part, you'll start building a culture where everyone, and I mean everyone on your team, feels empowered to think a little deeper and ask, why? So that brings me to my final question. And this one is for you. Think back to that annoying, nagging problem we talked about at the beginning. Now that you have this tool, what problem are you going to solve first? If you're ready to build a whole toolkit of practical, powerful methods just like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button for Kaizen Academy. We are here to help you drive real, continuous improvement in everything that you do. Thanks so much for watching.